The first mechanism that we are going to look at for protection against web application attacks or website attacks is the URL filtering technology. URL filtering technology is a technology in which we control or we check the URLs that our employees are trying to access. In this case, we can control the websites which our clients or which our users are accessing. We need to control this for different purposes, for different reasons. For example, we do not want our users to access some video website because they'll be downloading videos and a lot of internet bandwidth is going to be consumed because of this. We do not want our users to waste time on social media or news websites. We obviously would not want our employees to access pornographic or violent websites. So in order to control all these traffic to all these types of websites, we need to implement URL filtering in our network on the USG firewall, on Huawei's USG firewall. If we implement URL filtering, we can protect our employees from accessing any of these websites, and our employees can only access the website which we want them to access, the service websites which are required for the employees to carry out their jobs within the organization. If you look at the URL structure identifies the host name or the address of the server where the web page or the website is located, then the port number, and then the location of the web page within that server. We can do filtering, or we can filter the traffic based on these URLs. How that is done? The concept is very simple. We have the web servers or the websites which our users are accessing. Our users are sitting here. The traffic is going through the internet, and before the traffic goes through the internet, we have the firewall sitting in the middle at the gateway of our organization's network. And when the traffic is going out of the firewall, we filter the traffic based on the URLs that the users are trying to access. So first of all, a user tries to access the website www.game.com. The user's PC is going to try and establish a connection, TCP three-way handshake connection with the website. The browser sends an HTTP GET request to the server. As the request is passing through the firewall intercepts the GET request and checks whether the request is valid. In other words, whether the user is allowed to access this URL or this website www.game.com. If the request is valid, that is, if the user is allowed to access this traffic, the user can access the corresponding website and the traffic is permitted through the firewall. However, if the request is invalid, or if the user is not allowed to access this website or these types of any gaming websites, then the request is going to be denied and the connection is going to be closed. So how we do this, how we make sure that the firewall understands what websites are allowed and what websites are not allowed. We classify and we categorize the websites into different classes or different categories. So for example, we can have a category of sports websites where all the popular or where the sports websites would be existing. Then we can have competitor or search or gaming or politics or pornographic or news or violent websites. We are going to classify, or we can say that websites are already classified into these categories. We can also define user-defined categories, but the USG firewall already comes with certain predefined categories. We can allow or deny certain categories for certain groups of users based on whatever our policy is. There are different matching modes based on which the URLs can be matched. We can have prefix matching, which means that the initial part of the URL is going to be matched. Suffix matching means that the last part of the URL is going to be matched. Keyword matching means that a specific keyword is going to be matched. And exact matching means that the exact URL is going to be matched based on whatever configuration we do. If you look at the URL filtering process, First of all, we reassemble the traffic reassembly is done, then we identify the exact application and the protocol. Once that is done, then we can apply the URL filtering policies or the URL filtering mechanism on the traffic. We can either do a signature matching, we can do a blacklist or a whitelist matching, we can do filtering based on user-defined categories, and we can use multiple criteria to filter the traffic based on the URL that is being accessed by the user. If we look at this same filtering mechanism in another way, we can see that these are the different criteria based on which the traffic can be filtered. We can have whitelists, we can have blacklists, and we can do filtering based on them, and either we can allow the traffic or we can block the traffic based on whatever criteria or whatever policy or whatever configuration we do on the server. We can also have the URL category server, whereby we can have certain types of URLs being blocked by the category server, which can be an external server. So these are the basic steps or the overall process of how URL filtering takes place on the USG firewall. If you look at the configuration mechanism, one of the first things that we need to do is that we need to define URL categories. So if you go to object and you look at the URL category, you can look at multiple predefined URL categories which are predefined in the firewall, and in each category there are going to be multiple URLs, large number of URLs in each category, so that if anyone tries to access these URLs, the decision is going to be made based on the category to which the URL belongs, and one URL can belong to multiple categories at the same time. However, we can also define a URL category ourselves. We can add a URL category. If we try to add a URL category, we can give a name to the category, and then we can add the URLs into this category, or we can define the host names as well. So we can define the exact URLs or the host name where these URLs are located, or where those websites are hosted. Once we've defined the URL categories, then we have to define the URL filtering policies. We go to the policies tab, and then we select the URL filtering policies or filtering profile. From the policies tab, we can add a new profile. In this, we define the profile, we name the profile, we define the action code, which means either strict or loose, which means if a URL belongs to multiple categories, the strictest action might be taken, or if we select loose, this means if it belongs to multiple categories, the category with the loose or the most loose action is going to be followed. The default action is allowed if no policies matched or no URL categories matched, then the traffic is going to be allowed. Then we can define the URL whitelist and blacklist here, that whether these URLs are going to be whitelisted, traffic for them is going to be allowed, and these URLs in the blacklist are going to be blocked. Similarly, if we move forward, we can select the level, that whether we want to do restriction, high level restriction, or the restriction level is going to be medium or low, or we want to make it user defined, and then we can define the levels here. We can define the levels that for example, for P2P type of websites, we want to allow traffic for these websites, or we want to do an alert, or we want to block. So depending upon whatever level we select, we can define certain action here. So these actions are taken for the appropriate or for the specific category for which we are defining this action. So we can define an action for each of these categories. These are all predefined categories. We can also have a user-defined category. So we can define the action for all the user-defined categories. The next topic we are going to discuss is the malicious web page detection technology. In this malicious web page detection technology, we can use different techniques for detecting the traffic that is being received from the different websites. The different techniques that we can use are the sandbox interworking, the antivirus detection and the low reputation websites. We detect the traffic coming from different websites, and based on these criteria or based on these techniques, we can filter the traffic coming from those websites. We can also do a malicious URL detection control, which means that we see that these URLs are malicious, and based on our prior knowledge, we can control the traffic coming from or traffic going to these URLs. This is done based on the website or the URL reputation system. So we'll take a deeper look at what a URL reputation system is. In a URL reputation system, every URL or every website is going to have a credibility, which means that a website or a URL with higher credibility is more reliable, which means that the traffic coming from that URL is going to be allowed into our network. So the firewall is responsible for developing a reputation database or developing a reputation for each type of websites or for each URL or for each website. How this reputation works is that, for example, if we are accessing different websites, website A and website B, website A has got a better reputation and website B does not have a good reputation. So when our users are trying to access these websites and download files from these websites, if the file is being downloaded from website A, because website A has a better reputation, has got a good reputation, the firewall will allow the file that is being downloaded from the website A. For example, it's a Huawei website, so the firewall is going to allow the traffic that is coming from the Huawei website because it's a reliable website. On the other hand, if a file is being downloaded or is being received from website B, which is an unknown website, not a very popular website, and it's not a very reliable website, when the file reaches the firewall, this firewall is going to extract the file from this traffic and send the firewall to the sandbox cluster, where the sandboxing is going to be performed, and the file is actually going to be tested in the cluster by the appropriate sandbox. And if the file is clean, if there is no malicious content in the firewall, the firewall is going to allow this file to go to the user. Otherwise, this file is going to be blocked. The websites are categorized, or websites are divided based on their credibility. On the USC firewall, we can have a predefined credible website, or websites can fall in the category of predefined credible websites. They can be predefined suspicious websites, or we can have a user-defined credible website. The user can add website to the credible website list, or we can have an unknown website. Depending upon whatever the definition or categorization of those websites are, the websites are going to fall in one of these categories. And depending upon which category the website falls in, we are going to take appropriate action on the traffic coming from that website. So this is the mechanism. So for example, the traffic is coming to the firewall is going to check that traffic and see that if the traffic is coming from a user-defined suspicious website. If it is coming from the user-defined suspicious website, the file is going to be extracted and it is going to be sent to the sandbox, and if the sandbox clears the file, we are going to forward the file back to the user, or we can block the file if the file contains malicious content. However, if the file does not belong, or the website does not belong to the user-defined suspicious website, then it is going to be checked against the predefined credible websites. If it belongs to a predefined credible website, then we do not need to extract the file. Or if it belongs to the user-defined credible website, even then we do not need to extract the file. However, if it belongs to an unknown website, then the file needs to be extracted, then the file will be extracted and it is going to be checked by the sandbox and to see if it contains any malicious code. The web reputation matching can be done either on the basis of IP address, or it can be done based on the domain name of the website. this is how we configure this. On the policy, we configure the reputation policy. In the security protection, we implement the reputation mechanism for the website reputation. In the web reputation, we first of all enable the web reputation mechanism, then we define the trusted websites, then we define the suspicious websites, and we can also configure the web reputation for top N sites, either 10 to 100 websites, which are mostly accessed website by our users. And if you look here, if we want to look at the comprehensive reputation query website, we can click this, and then we can give the website address name, and if we search, what we are going to get is the matching result for what categories does this website belong to, that which web reputation category the website belongs to, and we'll understand that this website belongs to this category. In this way, we can know the category of this website, whether it's suspicious websites, whether it's a clean website, or it's a predefined, well-reputed website. So we can understand the category of this website or the reputation type by doing a search using this small tool. So this is how we determine and implement the web reputation or the website reputation on our USG firewall. In the next module or in the next video, we are going to look at the web application firewall. So I'll see you in the next web application firewall video. Thank you.